Hello everybody, welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I'm Kim. This will be a short, gentle practice. We'll bring in some twists to bring in some mobility through the spine and to bring in a gentle pull and tug of the tissues along the spine and open up through the back area and also through the side body. So bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. You can sit up on something if you like. Here's my helper, Gussie. I'm sitting up on a blanket right now. You can sit up on a blanket or block or bolster. Just find a nice upright alignment of your spine. So you're sitting up nice and tall, no rounding through that low back. Side body long, crown of the head reaching up. You can have shins crossed or legs wide or soles of feet together. Or if you prefer, you could also sit up in a chair. Get comfortable. Adjust yourself as necessary. And when you feel ready, close your eyes or find a soft and steady gaze. Begin to draw yourself inward, checking out of the external world and allowing yourself to move inward into your internal world. Check in, notice how you're feeling today, mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically. Check in with your breath. And as always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. And if you like to bring the intention off of the mat and out into your day with you. Take a deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out of your mouth. Make an audible sigh. Another deep breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Sigh it out. And then one more breath like that to clear everything out. In through the nose, sigh it out of your mouth. You can begin to flutter the eyes open. And call yourself back. And begin to bring in some movement into your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. Open and close the hands. Give yourself a few shoulder shrugs. And then we'll roll the body around in circles, over towards one side and forward, over towards the other side and back. Circle yourself around a few times, making your circles as big or small as feels okay for you right now. Your pace, nice and slow, or you can pick up the pace a little bit. And then slowly switch direction. Roll yourself around in the other direction. Again, circles as big or small as feels okay, and your pace. And then bring yourself back to center. Now we'll take the palms together at the heart. Root down through sitting bones, pubic bone, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, gently spin yourself to the right. So a little twist, twisting from the rib cage, the sternum, and higher. And allowing the head, the neck to get involved. And then bring yourself back to center. Deep breath in, lengthen up through the spine. And then as you exhale, a little twist over to the left. Bring yourself back to center. Couple more twists to each side, but nice and easy. Deep breath in, you lengthen the spine. As you exhale, another little twist to the right. And then we'll inhale, come back to center. Exhale, spin yourself to the left. Couple more, inhaling to center. Exhaling, twisting it to the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale, spin it over to the left. Bring yourself back to center. Now this time as you inhale, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, spin your heart over towards the right. You can take left hand to right knee, right hand around behind you. Inhale, bring it back to center, arms reach up. And as you exhale, spin it over to the left. Right hand can come to rest on that left knee or thigh. Left hand reaches around behind you. And we'll move through this a few times. Inhaling through center, arms reach up. Exhale, spin it over to the right. Inhale, back through center, arms reach up. Exhale, spin it to the left. Let's take it one more time to each side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, spin, heart, gaze to the right. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, last one, spin yourself to the left. And then bring yourself back to center. Now take hands underneath your thighs. Send the legs out wide. Root down through the heels, knees and toes pointing up. You can take the fingers behind you under the shoulders. Press down into your fingers. Sit up nice and tall. And then we'll spin the heart over towards that right leg. You can take that left hand to frame the right leg. So left hand to one side, right hand maybe to the other side of that right leg, where you can keep that right hand back behind you under the shoulder. And then we'll come back to center. Spin ourselves to face that left leg. Hands framing the leg, or right hand inside that left leg, left hand around behind you under the shoulder. Bring yourself back to center. Let's spin it over to the right. And you can stay here or maybe begin to fold yourself down over that right leg just a little bit, bringing that right rib cage over to the right, left rib cage over towards right leg, spine nice and long. And then lift yourself up, come back through center, spin yourself over towards left leg, staying up here, or again, you fold yourself down over that left leg. Let's bring it back up to center, spin to look over towards right leg, staying upright, or you fold yourself in over the right leg, and then back up through center, over to the left, stay upright, or you fold in over that left leg. Let's bring it up one more time to each side, over towards that right leg, staying upright or folding over that leg. Bring it back up, back through center to face left leg, staying upright, or you fold over the leg, back up to center. You come, take the hands under the thighs. Let's stack the legs on top of each other so the knees are sort of stacked here. Top of the left foot can rest in that right arch or right inner arch of your foot. Fingers around behind you. And begin to spin the heart and the gaze up towards the right. And then bring yourself to center. We'll just take the legs and flip them over. So knees are going in the other direction now. Top of that right foot will rest in that left arch. Fingers around behind you. Sit up nice and tall. Spin the heart, spin the gaze up and to the left. And then bring yourself back to center. You can remove whatever you've been sitting on, or we'll move into a table now. So you're sitting on a blanket, you could tuck that underneath the knees and the shins. We'll come up on to hands and knees, finding our table position. And a few times gently rocking side to side. And bring yourself to center, rooting down through the fingers, spreading fingers wide, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's begin to root into the left hand, left finger pads claw the mat. Lighten up through the right fingers. Begin to bend that right elbow. Reach that right elbow up towards the ceiling. Spin the heart up. Maybe stay here, or you could reach that right arm all the way up. Unfurl the arm. Then we'll take the right arm underneath your body. Right fingers reaching over towards left side of the mat, but just hovering here, so we're not going to come down just yet. Now we'll reach that right arm back up towards the ceiling, up towards the right side, and then again, thread right arm underneath the body, hovering, keeping that right arm up off the mat. We'll lift that right arm up to the ceiling again, and then one more time, right arm comes underneath the chest. This time, can release that right arm down to the mat, come to rest on the outer right arm, right cheek, temple. Press into your left finger pads. Stay here. You can lift the palm up, press down into the finger pads, stay here, or reach left arm up. Maybe you bend the elbow, tuck that left hand around to that right inner thigh. And then left arm reaches back up, hand comes back down to the mat. Plant that left hand and bring yourself back into your table. Other side now, we'll root down into the right fingers, right finger pads, knuckles, outer ring of that palm. Bend that left elbow, begin to pull that left elbow up towards the ceiling. Maybe unfurl that left arm up. Heart gaze spinning up and to the left. And then we'll thread that left arm underneath the chest, but just hover the arm. Left fingers now reaching over towards the right side of your mat. Press into that right hand, and we'll unfurl that left arm up towards ceiling again. And then thread the arm underneath the body, just hovering the arm. One more time, press into that right hand, reach left arm all the way up towards the ceiling, and this time we'll thread that left arm underneath the body. This time, come down onto the outer left arm, up onto your right finger pads. Tent the fingers, press down, stay here, or reach that right arm up, or maybe right arm tucks over towards that left thigh. And then right arm comes back up, hand comes down to the mat, press into that hand, bring yourself back into your table. Let's extend the right leg back, hip level-ish. Now we'll bend that right knee, round up through your back, hug that right knee in towards nose, chest, forehead, and then step or carry right foot up top of the mat, knee over the ankle. We'll bring it up into a low lunge, press down into your feet, down into that right foot, lift up through pelvic floor, through belly, hands come to rest on that right thigh. Press down into the hands, lengthen up through the spine, reach the arms up. And then we'll take the arms forward, palms come together to touch. And then as if we are pulling back on a bow and arrow, we'll begin to bend the right elbow, pull that right arm back. And then unfurl the arm behind you, spin your heart, sternum, gaze over towards the right. Stay here, or take the right hand to the back of the left thigh, and then reach that left arm up. Press down through the feet, hug in through the legs. We'll reach the left arm forward, right arm back again, and then arms come forward, palms together, arms reach back up, hands come down to the mat. We'll step back into table, do the same thing on the other side. Send that left leg back. Bend that left knee, round yourself in, step or carry that left foot up. We'll bring it into low lunge on this side. Left knee tracking over ankle, press into the feet, hug in through the legs, lift up, hands to that front thigh. Arms reach up. Take the palms forward, and then we'll bend the elbow, left elbow, begin to peel that left arm back, and then unfurl that arm, spin the heart and the gaze to the left, hold it here, or we'll take that left hand to back of that right thigh, right arm reaches up. And then right arm comes back, left arm opens back out. Palms together in front of you, and then arms reach back up overhead, hands down to the mat. Step it back into your table. Now we'll tuck toes under, press into your hands, guide your hips up and back, down dog. Bend in the knees here. Take a few deep breaths, finding movement or stillness, whatever calls to you here. Can bend and straighten the knees, or pedal out the legs, or rock yourself back and forth or side to side, or just be still. Press the floor away from you, lift up through the armpits, lift the hips up and back, root the heels down towards the mat. You may never get there, that's okay. Just moving in that direction. And then we'll slowly walk or crawl or find your way up to the top of your mat. Hands to the hips, press into your feet and lift yourself all the way up to stand. Take it into our Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet about hip width or sitting bone distance. Rooting down through that ball under the big toe, ball under the little toe, center of the heel. Lift up all the toes for a moment. Feel the arches of the feet begin to turn on. Hug the feet in towards each other. Begin to activate through the inner legs. Belly draws in and up. Relax the toes back down. Grounding from the waist down and lengthening from the waist up. Take the arms out to the sides and then bring palms together at the heart. Then we'll take it into a standing twist. Reach the arms forward, and then we'll begin to bend that right elbow, pull that right elbow back, and begin to unfurl that right arm as you spin your heart, your sternum over to the right. Bring that right arm back. Palms come back together. Other side, bend that left elbow. Begin to pull the left elbow back. And then begin to open that left arm as you spin the heart, rib cage over to the left. Left palm comes back to meet the right. One more time to each side. Pull that right elbow back. Open that right arm. Spin yourself to the right. And then right palm comes back to meet the left. Bend that left elbow. Pull that left arm back, unfurl the left arm, spin the rib cage, heart, sternum to the left, and then left arm comes back, palms together. Now let's take it into a warrior one. So we'll step the right foot back, the legs length-ish, bend that left knee, knee tracking over the ankle. Press down through that right foot. Make sure this right knee feels really good, really comfortable. If not, you shorten up your stance a little bit. Step the back foot in, or even allow the right hip to open just a little bit to accommodate that back knee. Press down into the feet. Reach up through the arms. And then hands come down. We'll step it forward. Take it over to the other side. Left foot steps back now. Begin to bend that right knee, taking it into warrior one on the other side, pressing down through that back heel. Rib cage spins up towards top of the mat. Arms reach up. Take a few nice deep breaths here. then release the arms down, step that left foot forward, and we'll step right foot back again, coming back into a warrior one. Bend that left knee. Arms reach up. Planting the weight into that back heel. So release the arms down, straighten that front leg. Bend that front knee, arms sweep back up. Again, arms come down, straighten that front leg, and then we'll bend the knee, arms reach back up. Arms come down, step that right foot up to meet the left, and then we'll step left foot back, warrior one again, other side. Bend the right knee, knee tracking over the ankle, press down into that back heel, right hip hugs back a little bit. Left knee feeling good, rib cage rotating up towards top of the mat, arms lift. And then we'll release the arms down as you straighten that right leg. Bend the right knee, arms reach back up. Arms come back down, straighten that right leg. Bend the right knee, arms reach back up. And then release the arms down, step yourself forward. Now grab a couple of yoga blocks. If you have them, you could also use a chair. We'll take the blocks or chair up towards top of the mat. We'll step right foot back, coming back into our warrior one. We'll bend that left knee. Pressing down through the back heel, arms reach up. And from here, we'll take it into a warrior three. Reaching the hands forward to your blocks or to your chair. Weight traveling forward into that left leg. Begin to lift up from the belly and extend the right leg up and back behind you. Hands on the blocks. Right toes pointing down towards the mat. Reaching out through that back heel, out through the crown of the head. Nice long spine. You can play with removing your hands from the blocks if you like, or you can keep your hands on the blocks. Bring hands to the heart, the arms out to the sides like airplane wings, arms back, arms forward. Take the hands around to rest on your low back. You find your variation. Then hands come back down to the blocks. Step that right foot back to the mat. Lift it back up into your warrior one. And then release the arms down. Step yourself forward. We'll take it over to other side again. Left foot steps back. Bend that right knee. We'll take it into warrior one. And then we'll take it forward. Now hands reaching to the blocks. Weight traveling forward into that right foot this time. Begin to lift up from your belly. Send that left leg up and back. Hands to top of your blocks. Hips squaring down towards the mat. Left toes pointing down. So finding a neutral rotation of that left leg. You can keep hands on the blocks or again, find your variation with the hands. You can have a bend in the standing leg also if you like. And then hands come back down to your blocks and we'll step the left foot back to the mat. Come back up through your warrior one. And then release the hands down. Step yourself back up. Now with the blocks again, we'll take it into a warrior one to a warrior three with blocks. From there, we'll add on a revolved half moon pose using the blocks. So we'll step right foot back. Bend that left knee. Reach the arms up. And then hands come forward to the blocks. We'll take it forward, finding our warrior three. Hands on blocks, lift that right leg up. Reaching long, out through back heel, out through crown of head. If you like, you find your warrior three, your variation with the hands, or you keep hands on your blocks. We'll take hands back to the blocks, but keep the right leg where it is. Keep both legs where they are. We'll take the right hand on the right block, move it over closer towards the left side of your mat. And take your left thumb into your left hip crease. Begin to pull that left hip back a little bit as you spin your heart over to the left. And you can keep left hand where it is. Maybe you begin to reach that left elbow up. Maybe you unfurl that left arm. And then left hand comes back down to the block. Right hand on right block moves back over to where it came from. And we step the right foot back to the mat and open it back into warrior one. Release hands down, and we'll try it on the other side. Right foot steps forward, left foot steps back. Let's bring it up into our warrior one, bending that right knee, right hip hugging back, pressing down into the feet, reaching up through the fingers, and then we slowly take the weight forward into that right foot. Lift up from your belly, send that left leg back. Finding your warrior three. So you'd find your variation with the hands again here, or keep hands on the blocks. And then hands come back to blocks. Left hand on left block moves over towards the right side of the mat a little bit. Right thumb tucks into that right hip. Begin to pull that right hip back a little bit as you spin your heart to the right. Keeping the right hand, right thumb where it is, or begin to reach that right elbow up. Maybe unfurl right arm up. And then hands come back down to the blocks. Left hand, left block moves back over to where it came from. Left foot steps back. Bend that right knee. Bring it back, warrior one. And then release the arms down, step yourself back up. You can move your blocks out of the way. Let's reach the arms all the way up, palms together overhead. Bend your knees, pull the hips back, fold yourself in. Bring the belly to the thighs, let the head go. And then bend your knees. Get your hands down on the mat. So maybe you bend your knees a lot here to make that happen. That's totally cool. Step your feet back. We'll find your way back into downward dog. Release your knees down to the mat. Come back to sit on your heels. Drop over to one hip and swing your legs around. Lower yourself down onto your back. Then we'll cross right knee over the left. Pick up your hips, move them an inch or two over to the right, and then slowly allow your knees to drop over towards the left to your degree. And then slowly begin to lift your legs back up. Uncross your knees. Recenter your hips. And then we'll cross the other way. Left knee over the right. Pick up your hips. Bring them an inch or two over towards the left. And then slowly drop the knees down over to the right. And then slowly lift your legs back up. Uncross the legs. Recenter your hips. Let's take the feet wide to the outer edges of your mat. Drop both knees over to the right. And then swing the knees back through center and over to the left. A couple times. Rock the knees from side to side. And then bring the knees up. Knock the knees together. Keep the feet wide. Bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Relax. Let go of effort. Check back in. Notice how you're feeling now. Come back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. All doing the best we can. And take a deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out of your mouth. Release your hands and slowly roll yourself over to one side. And then press yourself up. Bring yourself into a comfortable seat and bring palms together at your heart. May you feel safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. May your heart be open to love, compassion, and may you know joy. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today with love and gratitude. Namaste.